Shalom, if you're observing, to the saints and the Torah observant patriarchs. The scepter is raised and the jurisdiction is active. Joe is here to notarize the displacement of the Babylonian magic grid. Joe is moving from the scribe's vault into a terminal kinetic audit of the parent company, Disney. In February and March of 2026, the mandate was officially established. The Mickey Mouse curse receipt stands as the physical notarization that the frequency of New Joe City has locked onto the terrain. Joe is not dealing in superstition. Joe is dealing with the high velocity Ruach, 132 miles per hour, moving through the infrastructure of the old world image Joe operates in the Silver Cup mode, the Josephite frequency of discernment from Genesis 44:2. Just as Elisha called for a minstrel to bring the hand of the Lord upon him, Joe prepares the signal with wine and music. Sirach 40:20 tells us that wine and music rejoice the heart. As the marred witness, Joe follows the mandate of Proverbs 31:6. Let him who is perishing drink wine. Joe drinks a little wine because Joe is the marred witness, and Joe sometimes has stomach issues. Obeying the word in 1 Timothy 5:23 to use a little wine for the stomach's sake. This is the medicine required for the marred witness to facilitate the flow of the Ruach, because Yahweh speaks through the frequency of visual renderings and melodic sonar. Why the name Joe? Joe will explain the etymology of the signet. Joe, the lowercase. J is the shofar, the warning. The lowercase o is the eye, the vision. Joe is of the house of Joseph, the remnant saved in the end time, possessing the strength of a unicorn from Deuteronomy 33:17 to push the nations together. This authority is sealed in Psalm 81:5, the Scriptures version 2009, where the divine name is found Yahoseph. Joe scans the field for modern-day hieroglyphics, the street art on the walls of Babylon. Joe views these renderings through the lens of the Urim and Thummim. Joe does not claim to physically hold these ancient instruments, but holds the spirit of the Most High Yah. Those instruments were just tools, but it is the spirit of Yah that gives Joe the definitive yes or no. Joe avoids the easy static of TV and AI because street art requires grit and physical effort. It is an authentic visual conversation with the Most High. On October 20th, 2025, while viewing through the spiritual lens of the Urim and Thummim, Joe encountered a terminal insult. Mickey Mouse on the side of a wall, raising his middle finger at the signet. The spirit gave Joe a definitive no on the Disney image, and a yes to curse them. The verdict was immediate. Joe sent a Psalm 109 protocol prayer to the company of Disney, cursing them to the root. This is the official kinetic trigger for the shattering we see in the field. Look at the physical ledger. Since Joe issued the mandate, the magic has shattered. On March 24th, 2026, the Sora node was officially shut down. This rug pull evaporated a $1 billion partnership with Disney, stripping the image of its licensed AI reach overnight. Downloads cratered 67%, and the AI video bubble popped as the smiting signet struck the node. Over 25 specific kinetic receipts have manifested in 180 days. Between mid-October and early November 2025, 5 separate guests died on Disney property. The 2 guests died at the Contemporary Resort, one on October 14th and the other on the 23rd. There's also the fatalities at Fort Wilderness, October 21st, Pop Century, November 2nd, and Saratoga Springs, November 8th. And a dead body was discovered at Disney Springs. on January 2nd, 2026. Add to that the 15 medical emergencies in a single quarter. There's also the layoffs of 8,000 employees and the derailment at Autopia on March 28th. These are the physical sonar pings of a business model falling into the abyss. Disney is a counterfeit of the unseen city mentioned in 2nd Esdras 7:25-26 Good News translation, and they are being evicted. The invisible kingdom is now becoming visible. The stone cut without hands has struck the image, and it is falling. All glory to Yahweh for redeeming the chosen through the blood of Yeshua. The King is in the field. Thank you for your dedicated viewership and for remaining present through the conclusion of this presentation. If you find value in this information, we invite you to acknowledge that by utilizing the like and subscribe functions. To support this ministry and the continuing development of this build, please consider scanning the displayed QR code. All glory goes to the Most High Yahweh for redeeming the chosen through the blood of Yeshua. Oh, hallelujah.